DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. This video right here, I didn't even want to have to make this video right here. But this video is very necessary, and even though y'all see in the title that this video was made for the basketball parents out there, all of you players out there who have parents, because all y'all got parents or else you wouldn't be here. And it could be your parent, it could be your legal guardian, it could be your coach, it could be your big brother, big sister, it don't matter. Your aunt, your uncle, your trainer, it don't matter. It could be for any of those people. If you're one of those people, or if you may eventually become one. So if you plan on having kids and they're gonna play basketball or any other sport, or you wanna be a coach, trainer, aunt, uncle, anything, everybody, y'all all need to watch this video and understand the message that I'm about to give you. Because I just at the time that I'm recording this video, this is not coming out on the day that the day that this is coming out is not the day that I recorded it. So if you think I'm talking about you, I'm not talking about you. I just replied to an email from a woman who has a child who's a high school basketball player. She said her child is a very talented player. She said he's an upperclassman, which means he's in one of his last 2 years of high school. He's a really talented player. He has all these skills. He can basically do everything. She said, I know you heard that before. She was right, because I hear that from every single player, especially the parents. She said he can do everything, but when he plays against players who are equal to his level or maybe a bit better, or players who he sees that may be equal or better, he doesn't play up to his potential. He kind of plays down. He passes the ball too much. He plays very passively. He's not aggressive. He doesn't show his full potential when he has a chance to, and that's hurting his chances of getting to the next level. She said, my child is only getting looks from small schools, and I don't know if he'll be able to make it to the pros at this point. Even though he has the ability to compete, he doesn't compete against those guys. He doesn't play against them with that killer instinct. He's not aggressive at all. And she was basically writing me because she wanted me to get on the phone or an email or something that was specifically made for her child to kind of motivate him, to light a fire under his ass so that he starts performing at his highest level and basically reaches his potential as a player. And trust me, this is not the first time I've gotten this message. If you actually look on my website at the guides, tips, and helps page, I will put a link to it, I think, up here. And if I forgot to put the annotation, or you on mobile and you can't see the annotation, it'll be down here in the video description. Or you just go to DreAllDay.com, click on the link that says guides and tips. But anyway, I wrote a page on my website specifically for parents about 3 years ago, because I kept getting these messages from parents saying exactly what I just said. And it goes like this. A parent emails me or tweets me or Facebooks me and they say this: Dre, I love what you're doing. I found you online through a Google search, or I watched your videos, or I know who you are somehow, some way. And I see you do good things. I like the way you share information for playing ball, but I want you to help me out with my child, my son, my daughter. Then they tell me how old they are. They tell me all their physical attributes. They tell me how good their child can be, or how good their child is in certain situations, but they're not performing up to their highest level for a reason X, Y, Z. Doesn't even matter why they're not doing it. And then they say, I want you, could you please tell me what I can do for my child, what programs I can buy for my child, what trainers I can hook them up with, or can you talk to my kid? Can you write them an email? Can you get on the phone with my child? They want something that's gonna help their child perform at the level that the parent sees their child having the potential to get to. This is the thing that everybody needs to understand. All right, for all of you who are players, all of you who may become parents, all of you who are parents, you cannot want it for your child who's the player more than they want it for themselves. If the person that if you're writing me an email and saying that there's someone out there who needs to play at a higher level and I need you to do something to help them, if you're not talking about yourself, then you shouldn't even be writing me that email. And that's as real as it's going to, that's as raw as it's going to get from me. And y'all know I'm always going to tell y'all straight up exactly what I'm thinking, the truth. If you're a parent and you have a child who's in high school and they're not playing at their highest potential and you want them to, and you're asking me to, hey, can you get in touch with my child to get them to light a fire under them, get them motivated or inspired to play at their highest level, guess what? The problem is not the child. The problem is the fact that the parent has to be writing me asking me that question. I get emails from 13-year-old kids every day saying, hey, Dre, I want to get better, or this is my situation, or I need to work on my game. What can I do to work on my handles? What program can I use if I want to play this way? Or I'm having a problem in this situation in the game. What can I do to fix that problem? And they're 13 years old. All of you out there right now, I don't care how old you are, if you're watching this video, that means you're pretty adept at using the internet. You know how to use the internet. You know how YouTube works. All y'all know how to use comments. All you know how to read and write. I'm pretty sure of that because I've responded to 100,000 comments over the last 8 years on YouTube. All you know how email works. Y'all know how the social media works. We talking the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Instagrams, Snapchat, and whatever other stuff y'all using. I don't even know. Y'all know how to get in touch with people. And when you're looking at somebody on YouTube, especially somebody like myself, as accessible as I've made myself over the years, any of you who want to get better or you want to get some information and you feel like I have that information, you reach out to me. So if you're a parent, if your mom, your dad, your coach, your trainer, your big brother, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin is reaching out to me saying, you need to play better, what can I do to make him play better? The problem is the fact that the third person is coming to me. If you want to get good at basketball, I should be hearing directly from you. If you're a parent and you're watching this video and you feel like your child is not playing up to his potential and you want him to get to that level more than he wants to get himself to that level, he or she wants to get to that level, then the problem is not the child. The problem is you, parent. You can't want it more than your child wants it. And the thing is this, we're not talking about school. We're not talking about getting a job. We're not talking about being a contributing member of society. We're talking about sports. Like Allen Iverson said, we're talking about practice. We're talking about sports. Your child does not have to be an athlete. Your child does not have to get a scholarship playing basketball. Your child does not have to go to the NBA. Your child does not have to make varsity next year. And they will still be a positively contributing member of society. They can grow to be a well-adjusted, 100% responsible adult the same way that you did, even if you weren't an athlete or if you hadn't been an athlete or even though you weren't an athlete. Nobody in this world has to become an athlete. You don't have to play college sports. You don't have to make it to the pros at any level. You don't have to make a living from sports. So if your child doesn't want it as bad as you want your child to want it, you're just going to have to live with that, frankly. If your child doesn't want it that bad in basketball, there's nothing I can do that's going to make them want it. You can't tell somebody something that's going to make them want to do anything. You can push people. Let's say your kid don't want to sweep the kitchen floor and you told him to. You could smack him upside his head and he'll probably do it that one time, but you're going to keep smacking him upside his head every single day he don't do it. Eventually he got to motivate himself somehow, some way to sweep that kitchen floor. Probably because he don't want to get smacked upside the head no more. I can't make anybody want to be a basketball player. If your child's not going that hard and not reaching their potential, hey, you could say what you want to say to the child, but eventually parents, and I'm saying this is just my perspective on it. I'm not a parent. I don't have any children. I will put that disclaimer out there. Eventually you just got to be hands off and say, hey, you're going to be who you're going to be. Now you do got to go to school. You do got to go get a job or whatever other principles you want to live by. But I don't think any of you parents should have a principle for your child having to make it as an athlete. If your child doesn't want it, then let them not want it. Now, if your child say, I don't want to go to school, now that's a different conversation, and I'm not the expert on that. If your child says, I don't want to clean up my room, and they living under your roof and you paying the bills for that cell phone they got, that's a different conversation. Again, I'm not the expert on that one either. But when it comes to this basketball thing, anything related to sports, you can't make your child want it. And if you want it more than they want it, that's the problem. You probably parent, you got to fall back. You got to fall back and let your child be who they're going to be. Maybe it won't be till they're 19 or 20 or 21 when the light switch finally goes off and they say, oh, this is the mental state I need to be in. This is the way I need to perform for me to reach that highest level. Because guess what? I know how that works because I was that person. When I was 17, 18 years old, I was the type of player adults would come to me and say, Dre, you got game, you got potential, but you're not getting over that hump. But it wasn't nobody said anything to me. I didn't listen to no motivational video. No big time basketball player called me or emailed me. Nobody tweeted me. No parent sat me down for me to get it. I had to get it on my own. And everybody else who was telling me how great potential I had, they eventually left me alone. And eventually when I was by myself, when I decided that I wanted to get it, I got it. but nobody made me get it. And you, parent, you cannot make your child get it. So I'm making this in a video here that I've already written, but this is for all you parents out there again, all you players out there. If your parent wanted more than you wanted, then there's a problem there. You gotta want for you more than anybody else wants for you. And that can apply to basketball, that can apply to anything else in life. That's all I got to say on the topic. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.